Tonight, as you lie down, I want to remind you of a sacred truth. Your imagination is not fantasy, it is the brush that paints reality. Everything you feel is real, and those final minutes before sleep becomes a seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe. You don't need to ask or beg, you simply need to assume it's already yours. So take a deep breath, relax your body, and let your mind rise. Feel now what it would be like if your desire had already come true. The key is not in effort, but in the quiet certainty that it's already done, because it is. And this video will help you awaken your power. If you're ready to take that leap, comment below, "I manifest everything in my life." The most powerful moment of the day, the portal between conscious and subconscious. There's a moment in the day when the entire universe seems to pause just to listen to you. It's that space where your body is relaxed, your mind begins to drift, and you're floating, somewhere between waking life and the dream world. That space, between the conscious and the subconscious, is where the magic happens. Science calls it the hypnagogic state. It's when your brainwaves slow down, and your subconscious becomes more open, more accessible. It's as if a door is left ajar, and everything you deeply feel in that moment has free access to manifest. This isn't just sleep. This is spiritual programming. What you feel before falling asleep isn't just scattered thought, it's an energetic command. If you go to bed thinking about what's missing, what you lack, what hasn't happened yet, your subconscious receives that as instruction and delivers more of the same. But if you go to bed feeling like it's already yours, already done, already lived, that feeling becomes the blueprint. You're sending the universe a silent order: this is who I am now. It's no coincidence that the greatest manifestation teachers speak of the moment before sleep as sacred. Neville Goddard called it the state akin to sleep. He said that whatever you feel with conviction in that state shapes your future. The external world is nothing more than the developed photo of the film you played internally in that transitional space. In that moment, you don't have to think about how or when. You simply allow. Allow the desire to feel familiar. Allow the scene of your new reality to feel so natural it seems like a memory, not a dream. In the silence of near sleep, you plant what you will harvest when you wake. So tonight, when you lie down, remember, this moment is a portal. And what you place inside it, even in silence, will be heard. The universe doesn't respond to doubt. It responds to certainty. Breathe, and ask yourself, what do I want to feel as true right now? Because when you learn how to use this moment, you'll never sleep to escape the day again. You'll sleep to create tomorrow. Imagination is not fantasy, it's the language of creation. Since childhood, we've been taught that imagination was just playing pretend. That it was something dreamy, illusory, a distraction for the absent-minded. But the truth is that imagination is the alphabet of creation. It's through it that life is written. What you see within yourself with emotion and clarity will, sooner or later, appear on the outside. You're not making things up. You're accessing a possibility that already exists, a reality that's waiting for your emotional permission to be born. Imagine this: every time you visualize something with feeling, it's as if you were programming an internal GPS. You don't need to know the route, you just need to see the destination clearly. The universe takes care of the rest. The problem is that most people visualize what they fear, what they lack, what hurts. And life responds with more of the same. Einstein said that, imagination is more important than knowledge. And he knew what he was talking about. Because while knowledge deals with what already exists, imagination creates what hasn't yet been born. It is the bridge between the invisible and the real. But here comes the secret that changes everything: it's not enough to imagine just for the sake of it. You must imagine with feeling. It's not about seeing the desire happening, it's about feeling that you are already living it. Feeling is what activates the manifestation code. It's what says, "This is real for me." Top athletes use this every day. Michael Phelps, for instance, used to visualize every second of the race before entering the pool. He didn't just see it, he felt it. The water on his body, the sound of the start buzzer, the taste of victory. And that's how he became one of the greatest of all time, by creating from within first. And if he does that for medals, why can't you do the same for the love you desire? For the house of your dreams? For the peace you've been seeking? You can. The only condition is that you feel as if it were already real. So next time you imagine something before going to sleep, don't just see the scene. Dive into it. Feel the scent of the environment. The touch. The emotion. The certainty. Because it's that level of inner realism that transforms desire into reality. Now that you understand imagination is the language the universe understands, I ask you, what are you saying to it? It's not thought alone that creates. It's thought infused with feeling that sets the gears of the universe in motion. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. They believe that repeating a phrase, doing a visualization, or mentally rehearsing a desire is enough. But without feeling, nothing will happen. Feeling is the energy that gives shape to the invisible. It is the true signal you send to the universe. You can say, I am prosperous, 1,000 times, but if within you there's fear, scarcity, anxiety, that is what will be received as a command. Life doesn't respond to empty words. It responds to what you emotionally accept as true. And that truth is measured by what you feel, not by what you say. When you activate the feeling of already having what you desire, your energetic field shifts. You enter a state of certainty. And that state is so magnetic that people notice, and opportunities find you. When you access the frequency of your fulfilled desire, it should feel peaceful, smooth, joyful. There can't be anxiety or rush, because someone who already has what they want doesn't worry. They simply vibrate on a different frequency, and the universe responds with synchronicity. Want a simple example? Think of a time you just knew something good was going to happen. Not because someone told you, but because you felt it. Your body knew before. Your intuition spoke louder. And when it happened, you were simply confirming what you already knew. The feeling always comes before the reality. You don't need to have in order to feel. You need to feel in order to have. That's how the universe works. So, how do you activate that feeling? Start by releasing the tension in your body. Breathe more slowly and imagine the scene of your desire as already fulfilled. See the details, hear the sounds, and feel the environment. And most importantly, feel yourself inside this new reality. And if doubt shows up, don't fight it. Just return to the scene and relive it once more. Think of your mind as a child that needs gentle discipline. So be patient, and little by little, you'll begin to imagine with more love and more certainty. Practice this every night before you fall asleep, and gradually this feeling will stop being a visitor, and become your home. You will begin to inhabit this new state. And when that happens, it won't feel like something is coming anymore. It will feel like it's always been with you. And if feeling is the language of the universe, then you already know what to do with it, right? The law of assumption. The universe responds to your state. There's a silent law, yet as powerful as gravity, the law of assumption. It says that everything you assume as inner truth, everything you feel is already real, must manifest in the outer world. Neville Goddard was the one who taught this with absolute clarity. He didn't speak about wishing, asking, or waiting. He said, assume the state of the wish fulfilled. Live from it, not toward it. And that changes everything. Most people live trying to reach a result. They want to achieve, to earn, to deserve. But that energy comes from lack, from scarcity. The law of assumption teaches that real power lies in living as if it already were. As if it had already happened. As if the ending were guaranteed, and you were simply walking the path with confidence. That's why the universe responds to your state, not your effort. It doesn't care about your hustle. It only feels your vibration, what you assume to be true deep inside. And do you know what's most liberating? You can assume anything starting right now. You can assume you are loved, prosperous, healthy, even if you see no evidence of it outside. Because the outside world is slow. It only reflects what you consistently maintain within. To assume is an act of faith. But it's not about fooling yourself, quite the opposite. If you are capable of imagining something with clarity and emotion, that reality already exists within you. And by assuming that identity, you open the channel through which it arrives. Remember, the universe is neutral. If you assume the identity of lack, it answers with more scarcity. If you assume the identity of abundance, it sends you evidence to match. To assume is very different from to desire. The one who desires feels distance. The one who assumes feels ownership. The one who desires waits. The one who assumes already lives it. That is the key. So tonight, before falling asleep, ask yourself, who would I be if my desire were already real? How would I feel? What would I think? How would I act? And then, feel as if it were already true. You may be asking yourself right now, but how do I build this inner reality with clarity before sleep? The answer lies in a powerful technique, creating a scene that implies your desire has already been fulfilled. Instead of imagining the moment you receive what you want, you imagine what would naturally happen after that desire is already a reality. It's an ordinary, everyday scene, but charged with emotion. Because it can only happen if the desire has already come true. For example, if your desire is to find true love, don't imagine the first date or the moment you meet. Imagine lying in bed at night, listening to the sound of the person breathing next to you. Feeling the touch of their skin. The warmth of the hug. That feeling of, I'm finally home. That's the scene that implies the wish fulfilled. If you want prosperity, don't imagine money falling from the sky. Imagine something simple, like opening your banking app and seeing a comfortable balance. Or someone telling you, you deserve everything you're living right now. Or maybe signing a new contract, with calm and confidence. What I'm inviting you to create is a familiar, everyday scene that doesn't need to be spectacular. It should be something your body and your mind can accept as real. Something that, when imagined, makes you sigh with relief, not with doubt. And now comes the most important technique, the gentle loop. Before you fall asleep, repeat that same scene in your mind like a short clip from a movie. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to control the details. Just watch it, feel it, and live it with as much emotional realism as you can. Do it until you fall asleep, as if it were a lullaby written by you. The more you repeat this scene with feeling, the more it takes root in your subconscious. And once it's rooted there, it becomes external reality. Because the subconscious is the soil of creation. It doesn't question. It simply accepts whatever is planted with emotion. And don't worry about how it's going to happen. Your job is not to carry out the plan, your job is to install the certainty. Do this for at least 30 days, and I guarantee something will shift. But I have one important warning. Be careful not to want too much and fall into anxiety. If anxiety starts pressing on your chest, with that feeling of, it's still not here, you fall into the trap that sabotages manifestation the most, desire without assumption. That means wanting something while simultaneously believing it's still not yours. If you desire but feel lack or doubt, you're emitting absence. The problem is, we were taught to believe after we see. But manifestation requires the opposite, you see because you believed first. Whenever that anxiety hits, ask yourself, how can I feel now like someone who already has what they desire? That one question will guide you back in the right direction, and will lead you into a state more powerful than excitement, more magnetic than motivation, more creative than euphoria, silent satisfaction. Someone who has already lived their desire doesn't need to prove anything or control anything. They just need to feel and enjoy life. You don't need to repeat 1,000 affirmations. One single sentence, deeply felt, with a light heart, is worth more than hours of mental effort. You can quietly say to yourself, I am. It is done. It is mine now. And let these words dissolve into your body like a soft perfume. Until sleep comes. So tonight, when you close your eyes, remember, you're not just going to sleep. You're choosing which reality you'll live in. Your imagination is a sacred creator, and the feeling you carry into sleep is the real request you send to the universe. Assume it with faith, and life will respond. Have no doubt, the universe is already moving everything to find its way to you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Thank you for staying with me until the end. And if you're already doing this technique, drop a comment below and tell me what's been changing in your life. I'd love to read your experience.